One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides onto wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and love, the thunderous roar. Insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hears battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report and paves his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Yes, sir. It is a beautiful Thursday morning. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got a big day ahead of us. Obviously, as you guys can see, we got a lot to discuss in the news media, and we got a lot going on in little Mike Ball's life. You know what I mean? We got a lot of shit going on over here, man. We're going to be performing tonight I'll be performing tonight, 7 p.m. in Gunnersville. It's going to be a great-ass time. Right there on the lake, on the harbor, man. It's going to be a great, great time. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to discuss. We got some signal leak updates, as well as Second Lady Vance travels to Greenland. I don't know if she's going to be speaking over there. Obviously, they brought her over there for a reason, and it's in the media like that. And Russia-Ukraine war latest. Of course, we're going to get into all of the madness, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do around these parts. But before we do, man, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are new to the show, hit that subscribe button because it's also free, by the way. Also, please consider becoming a member starting at $2.99 a month. We're making sure that this is exactly how we are able to do our shit right here, right now, without catering to views to get paid, right? You guys are the whole reason why I am able to speak the way I do, man. And I very much appreciate your guys' patronage and help over to the channel, man, and allowing us to do what we're doing. A little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my lifestyle, but of the show, as well as Millennial Food Time. And little side note, Naomi is throwing the link into the disc, or the link for the Discord in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that up. Most of us in the Breakfast Club are pretty much in there now. So it's great to see that freaking thing popping off all day long, man. It's a great place for us to congregate, you know? Last but not least, for the call to actions, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, I am going to be shouting out all super stickers, super chats, gifted memberships, membership signups, all of these great, fantastic things. But of course, if you guys would like to skip that brutal YouTube 30% cut, we have these platforms scrolling at the bottom for the remainder of the show. Of course, I will shout you out and your message over there, man. And that is how you can have 100% of your money go straight to the channel, man. We got Jesse up in the building. We got Naomi as well as Steve Easy up in here, as always, my man. We got Red. Appreciate my man for being in here, as well as Lappy. Good to see you, man. Hopefully all is fantastic, man. We got Rabbit of Chaos. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning, you guys. We got Junkyard. It's been a minute since I've seen my brother Junkyard. We live, baby. That's damn straight, dude. Oh, shit. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. I know that we are, my man. We are doing fantastic. We got Seriously Shelby up in here. Yes, that is a fact. Good to see you. Mike performing? No, we want Lucy. We want Lucy. Yeah, hey, you know what? I can't even blame you. I can't even blame you because she is entertaining. She is a little bit entertaining. Yeah, it will be a lit performance, homie. It will be a great time. It's going to be recorded. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of friends and family there. So they're going to be getting video and shit like that. And I'll show you guys tomorrow. Most likely I'll show you guys that content tomorrow. We got Tiffany Lance up in here as well. Good morning to you and happy Thursday, by the way. We got Naomi throwing in the Cash App, man. Thank you for doing that in all of the different platforms. If another member for the show, I can play for the finger cymbals and a kazoo like a motherfucker. Yeah, ting, 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 ting. Yes, sir. Feels ultra good. Feels ultra good. It sounds like that. Sounds like a little like thimble. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, shit. We got Clover Tack as well. Good morning to you. He says, I ain't had enough coffee to deal with this hot garbage this morning. Hey, man, I had zero coffee. So deal, motherfucker. Hopefully all is well, though. Good to see everyone. Traveling the country for work now. No time for breaks anymore. About to download Insta again to get caught up. You deleted that shit? Why would you do that? Why would you do that, homeboy? We got Hardwire as well, man. Good morning to you. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. We got Brother Dean. It's been a minute. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. And good to see everyone, man. We got Allegedly as well. We're about to get into this right now. Morning, Mike and Lucy. Hope you're fabulous on this gorgeous sunny day. Yes, today is a fantastic day, and it is a totally sunny day. I don't see one single cloud outside. Nope, nothing. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. But good morning, Allegedly. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the craziness. That is what we all come here to figure out. You know what I mean? And yeah, I see you, Junkyard. That totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. You don't even need to explain any further. Exactly, Naomi. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into the craziness as we usually do. Let's go ahead and start off with our first breaking news story of the day, man.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and good morning to you if you're just now tuning in. I'm Jeanne Francine. On this Thursday morning, we are following some breaking news headlines. I want you to take a good look at your screen. This just in from our
okay, this is kind of a ordeal right here, dude.
Content partners over at Reuters.
So the UN is warning, United Nations is warning that South Sudan on the brink of renewed civil war. So Reuters World tweeted out, or on X, whatever, South Sudan VP Makar's party trying to locate him after arrest warrant issued.
Partners over at the Associated Press are keeping a close eye on this breaking news alert as well. They report this Thursday morning, South Sudan's main opposition party said its leader, Machar, has been arrested as the UN called on all parties.
I got you, Red. Got you, homie. I know you needed that. So does Steve Easy. He's never heard it.
To uphold the 2018
What's up, KP? Good morning.
The country's civil war. The UN had warned back on Monday that the country was teetering on the edge of a renewed civil war after fighting in the north between an armed group allied to Machar and government forces.
Yes, it's such a beautiful landscape, such peace, so much peace in Sudan and South Sudan. Such a beautiful place.
Machar was in confinement by the government and his life was at risk, according to an opposition spokesperson in a video address to the media Wednesday night.
Sewing. Nice.
We're also learning this morning that the head of the UN mission in South Sudan is saying, following reports of the detention of Machar, all parties should, quote, exercise restraint and uphold the revitalized peace agreement, end quote.
You cocksucker. I really needed to blast that in your ear.
South Sudan's 5-year civil war, in which 400,000 people were killed, ended in a 2018 peace agreement that brought President Salva Kiir and Machar together in a unity government. Machar is one of the 5 vice presidents in the country. Tensions have been increasing between Kiir and Machar's parties and escalated back in March when the White Army, an armed group loyal to Machar, overran an army base in Upper Nile State and attacked a United Nations helicopter. Well, the government responded with airstrikes, warning any civilian in the area where the army group is based.
Yo, what's up, Tats, over there across the pond, over there in the UK? Always good to see Tats up in here.
To vacate
good morning, or good afternoon.
Consequences. More than a dozen people have died since the airstrike started in mid-March, and the UN warned of a renewed civil war if the leaders do not put the country's interests first. An opposition official described 20 heavily armed vehicles.
Yo, Tat's coming in with dropping a gift of membership, by the way. There wasn't enough Don DeMarcos for this chat. We got it. We got it today. Hey, Tats, I very much appreciate you. Thank you so much for your patronage and help out to the Insane Wheels channel, man. I very much appreciate you helping out. And, man, your patronage is unmatched.
Vehicles arriving at Machar's home, where he was arrested alongside his wife. The U.S. State Department's Bureau of African Affairs, in a statement on X this morning, urged Kiir to reverse the house arrest and prevent further escalation of the situation. Germany and Norway have temporarily closed their respective embassies. The U.S. Embassy further reduced its minimal staff due to security threats and did advise Americans who are in the country to prepare to shelter should the situation deteriorate further. The British Embassy also said it had temporarily reduced its staff.
This is totally complex right here.
With consular services calling it, quote, severely limited. So this is breaking news we are following on this Thursday morning. South Sudan opposition said its leader Machar has been arrested as the United Nations warns of a renewed civil war. This is a developing story, so make sure you are staying tuned to Live Now from Fox.
Because we always got the fucking stories.
4:49 here on the East Coast. Going to a quick 2-minute
No, we're
commercial
not.
break. More breaking news headlines, live events, and top Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and move on up into what Trump is saying up here. Let's go ahead and move this on up a little bit, just a little bit. All right. Let's go ahead and figure out what's happening.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. Right now,
The
we want to
stories.
transition to the latest headlines as it relates to President Donald Trump, his administration, and of course, his presidency, taking you back out to Washington, D.C. and giving you a live look there at the White House. As this Thursday morning, we are keeping a close eye on President Donald Trump. As we know, he recently said Wednesday he was placing a 25% tariff on auto imports.
Correct. And I believe that starts right away.
It's a move the White House claims would foster domestic manufacturing, but could also put a financial squeeze on automakers that depend on global supply chains. We'll be checking in with our content.
Well, no shit. All car manufacturers are globalists, you know. They're not exclusive to one country. Hell no.
Partners out in Fox 5 New York to see how it's impacting auto chains.
That's right, Anson. At least you own it. You know what I mean? I got to give you a big W.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Out in that area.
No
But
gag
we do wanna
reflex.
play
It's
out
amazing.
The very latest from President Donald Trump as he made these statements during an Oval Office address to the media. Let's listen in.
That's true, Steve. $1 a day can keep the pain away from an old lady.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be with you today. We just celebrated Women's Day at the White House. It was fantastic, attended by
Women's Day was fantastic. Come on, Trump. You don't gotta lie like that.
Stop the cap.
You ain't gotta lie to kick it, homeboy.
Stupid.
a lot of great women. A lot of great women. All women are great.
No, not all women are great. They are not. Terrible.
This
Take.
is the beginning of Liberation Day in America. We're going to take back just some of the money that has been taken from us by people sitting behind this desk or another desk that's not quite as nice, but they have their choice of 7.
Yeah, no kidding. There's. I mean, look, this should be spaced out. You know.
And we're going to charge countries for doing business in our country and taking our jobs, taking our wealth, taking a lot of things that they've been taking over the years. They've taken so much out of our country.
And misspelled tariff.
Friend and foe, and frankly, friend has been oftentimes much worse than foe. And this is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that junkyard. I didn't even hear about that. If you got video of that shit, let me know.
We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at. And we go to 25%. And basically, as you know, and as you've been saying, not reporting as accurately as it should be reported because it's a massive story. business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs. And I think also because of November 5th, the election, they're very happy. AI is coming back to levels that nobody's ever seen before. It's a new, sort of a new business, I guess, when you think about it. But it's plants are going up all over the United States, and many of them have already been started. We're getting early electricity taken care of. We're getting permits very quickly for them, and we're going to make their life very happy. They're coming in with tens of billions of dollars. Individual plants will.
Well, you could always rub the nub, Danny. What's up, man? Hopefully you're doing fantastic, as well as 666 Customs. My man is up in the building, man. We're doing fantastic. We got a lot of shit going on. Got a lot of shit going on specifically today. But yeah, 666. It's always good to see you from across the pond over there in the UK, man. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. It's been a minute since I've seen you, so hopefully you're doing well, man. Let me know.
Cost 10, 15, even 20 billion dollars. We're going to let them build electricity generating plants along with their plant.
True, Anson.
And they can't even believe it. And we're going to get them very quick permits, as I've done always. I did that in Louisiana with 2 LNG plants. I got them one permit in one day after waiting 14 years, and the other one in 1 week after waiting for 12 years. But this is very exciting to me. This is the automobile industry, and this will continue to spur growth like you haven't seen. Before I was elected, we were losing all of our plants. They were being built in Mexico and Canada and other places. Now those plants largely have stopped, and they're moving them to our country. And Indiana, the great state of Indiana, I love Indiana. Honda.
Yo, Gunpowder Nitro, my man. Good morning to you, kind sir. We're doing fantastic over here, as well as 13, my man, saying good day, Breakfast Club. Mr. Mike, let's get the likes up. Someone forgot. That is not cool, man. Hey, 13 is making a call to action. Stopping the show. Make sure you guys hit that like button. You guys don't necessarily have to like everything that the mainstream media or the world it has to offer right this second, but you guys can hit that like button for your boy right here, for my fucking takes, and for this channel, man. Big W to the Breakfast Club. All right, back to this.
Is building one of the biggest plants anywhere, and they've just started. They wouldn't have done it without this. In all cases, they wouldn't have done it without what we're doing. So we'll effectively be charging a 25% tariff. But if you build your car in the United States, there is no tariff. And what that means is a lot of foreign car companies, a lot of companies are going to be in great shape because they've already.
Yeah, Red, that's fairly fucking true. Absolutely. And we got brother Frank, by the way, some B-Valve 26. Good to see my man Frank, by the way. Hopefully you're doing fantastic as well.
But their plants are underutilized, so they'll be able to expand them inexpensively and quickly. But others will come into our country and build, and they're already looking for sites. They're looking for mostly sites. They don't want to take the old buildings that are empty and falling down. They want to build new, and there's tremendous action. There is likewise for other companies and countries like the chip making process. Your chip.
The answer is yes, Steve. You can do that. You can do that. You can be a total savage and do that shit. And by the way, we got my man Justin Blum on the Facebook side of things, man. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. What's up, BV? Love to you and the family, man. And much love to you and your family as well, man. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Man, you got to come over here and check out, you got to check out Northern Alabama, dude. You got to come here and just experience it. And it's beautiful here, man. You definitely got to come over and hang out with us. But good to see you, Justin. Hopefully you're doing well this morning and not working your ass off like you always seem to do. Not true on tariffs. So, well, we will find out, Sage. Good to see you as well, by the way. Good morning to you, kind sir. All right, let's get back into the news here.
Bill was a disaster done by Biden. All he does is give tremendous amounts of billions of dollars to chip companies that will do nothing with the money. They're not going to.
I have not, and that's not even surprising, Steve. I'll call him later.
Use the money here. They're going to just keep it. They have plenty of money. The one thing they have is they have a lot of money. In our case, all we're doing is saying you can't come in unless you build here. And the largest chip company by far is manufacturer from Taiwan is building here, and it'll give us almost 40% of the chip market just with that. They're spending.
Yeah, Naomi, he kind of goes through that. Like he does that. It's nothing new. It's kind of something he does.
almost $200 billion in the United States to build a plant, and they've almost started. They'll be doing much of the work
Brother
in
Papa
Arizona.
Penguin.
So we have a lot of exciting
morning.
things, but to me, this is one of the most exciting. Now, outside of one specific day, and that's Liberation Day. That's the real Liberation Day of America, and that's going to be in April 2nd. And I look forward to it. We'll have a little news conference. We'll talk about it.
Yo, we got Brother Warpig up in here, man. He's saying 07 Mike. They got me at work early today, so I have a chance to stop by and watch. Hell yeah, dude. I don't know why I was so illiterate right there, but hey, Warpig, good to see you, man. Hopefully all is well. We got Corrupted on the Twitch side of things as well, by the way. You got to come over to YouTube, man, because that's where I stream everything nowadays. You know, I still stream to to my Twitch account, you know, but it's not like active over there. I don't pay attention to Twitch like that. I just see it for the chat like this. And then I tell you guys, hey, come over to YouTube if you want to hang out with the community of people, man. But Corrupted, hopefully you're doing well. And yeah, man, come and hang out with us at Insane Wheels on YouTube. Insane Wheels, all one word. Yes. All right. Let's go ahead and get back into the craziness.
This is very exciting. So we're signing a executive order today that's going to lead to tremendous growth in the automobile industry. As you know, the
Let's do it,
electric
666.
mandate that we did allows you to buy a car now with electric or gasoline powered or hybrid. You can buy any car you want. We had it so that within a short period of time, you had to buy all electric, and the country could never provide the money necessary to build all of those power plants that you would need all over the country. As you know, in the Middle West, they built 8 power stations. That's like the size of this desk or small.
I am part of that DGen morning high, right, Papa? I mean, I think I'm the ringleader in quite a bit of a sense here. We got Rob's neighbor. Good to see my man up in here. Good morning to you. We are doing awesome over here. Absolutely.
Smaller.
Hopefully you are too.
And they ended up spending $9 billion on 8. And of the 8, 4 of them didn't work. And we're not doing that. So you can buy electric, or you can buy gasoline, or you can buy hybrid, or you can buy whatever you want to buy. And that's the way it should be. The market's going to determine that. And you're going to see prices going down, but it's going to go down specifically because they're going to buy what we're doing, incentivizing companies.
I like that.
And even countries, but companies to come into America and build. And we're already setting records for new plants. I think the new plant number.
Yo, good morning, Gary. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Saying, good morning, everyone. 37 in the chat and 30 likes, man. Not okay. We're doing another little halt to the show, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you guys are just tuning in to the show, man. That is the one thing that I do ask of you guys. And it's free to do so, by the way. It helps out immensely. All right, back to this. Thank you so much for that, Gary.
The tally is just within a period of a few weeks. It's very large. I want to be accurate. It's very large. And I'd like to ask Will just to come and give some of the basics, and then I'll sign it. And it's off to the races. I think our automobile business will flourish like it's never flourished before. Yes, please, Will.
I would say primarily, yes. Not everyone, but I would say primarily, I think it's a overall thing that most people, in a popular sense, yes, I believe that people are happy that he's in. We got Shazzy coming in, by the way, dropping a 10 spot, by the way, and it's pounds, by the way. That's fantastic. We love the British currency, even though she's not in the UK. I'm listening hands sore, so can't type much. So good morning, Mike and chat. Shazzy, thank you so much for that very selfless donation right there. Thank you so much for that. Hopefully you're doing fantastic this afternoon for you, right? It's afternoon, I would imagine, right? It's afternoon. Yeah. So anyways, hopefully you're doing fantastic and enjoying your Thursday day so far. For us, it's Thursday morning, 10:24 in the morning.
Thank you, sir.
Where I live.
As you stated, we've prepared for your attention a
Thank you,
proclamation
Shazzy.
imposing a 25% tariff on foreign-made cars.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Northern Ireland is part of the UK. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's right. Obviously, I mean, you got British pounds. See, I wasn't even thinking. Shazzy, good morning or good afternoon to you. My bad.
light trucks. This is in addition to tariffs that are already in place on those goods. In addition to, as you said, spurring increased domestic manufacture of cars and trucks, we expect that these tariffs will result in over $100 billion of new annual revenue to the United States of America in tariff revenue.
I think ultimately we
Yo, Squirrel, I'm sorry. I just saw you pop up right now. My bad. Hopefully you're doing well this morning. We are definitely enjoying ourselves and watching some of the world's craziness right now.
probably anywhere from 600 billion to $1 trillion will be taken in over the relatively short-term period, meaning a year from now. But starting right away. I think we'll go from 600 to $1 trillion within 2 years. And I think we'll be right from the beginning, we're going to be at a very high number, right from the beginning. And right from the beginning, you're going to have a lot of construction jobs, but you're also going to have a lot of automobile jobs. So this is very exciting, but it's also exciting.
Hell yeah, Corrupted. Welcome on over to the Insane Wheels page, man. Hopefully you're doing fantastic, man.
Because
good to see you.
What's happening with other aspects. We're going to be doing tariffs on pharmaceuticals in order to bring our pharmaceutical industry back. We don't make anything here in terms of drugs, medical drugs, different types of drugs that you need, medicines. It's in other countries, largely made in China, a lot of it made in Ireland. Ireland was very smart. We love Ireland. But we're going to have that. We're going to have lumber. We're going to free up some of our land.
Lumber.
And you'll be able to meet a lot of other standards like fire cuts. If Los Angeles had fire cuts, which they didn't have, that's a gap of half a football field between areas. You wouldn't have had the fires. They would have been contained. But you have fire cuts. And by the way, you sell that wood for a lot of money, a lot of profit is made from that. But we're going to be doing lumber. We're freeing up our land so that we don't have to use outside sources of lumber. Energy, we're doing fantastically well at. The energy prices have been coming down rapidly as we increase supply, and we've already done that. We have Chris and Doug are doing a fantastic job in that. That's Department of Energy and Department of Interior. And they're working together hand in hand because Interior has the land and Energy has...
Steve, me and you both, homeboy. Absolutely. We will take them off of everyone's hands so we can safely dispose of them. Correct.
The ability to do the drilling and do what they have to do. Our coal areas are going to be opened up for clean, beautiful coal. Germany's opening up many coal plants now. They tried the wind and it didn't work. They almost went out of business. They almost went bankrupt. They tried wind, which is a disaster because it's too expensive and it doesn't look good, kills all the birds, a lot of problems. But Germany's now building a lot of coal plants. China is building one a week. Think of that. And they're using coal, which is very powerful. Coal is a very powerful energy. And we're opening up our coal mines again, and we're going to do, I call it beautiful, clean coal. The technology is so good now that...
It's because of, I think, Big Pharma's just competition. It's so much cheaper to go ahead and get it from China or whatever the case is. Now, we do make some medications, pharmaceuticals that are here in the United States, but they're extremely expensive, and that's exactly why I think it's outsourced. And a lot of it is like the exact same thing. Let's say it's a Klonopin made here in the United States. Then they have Klonopin made over in China, and that shit is like pennies on the dollar, and it's the same thing according to them, right? Which we know it's not. But Lappy, yeah, we should be making everything here that we're taking. We should be making it here. I agree with that.
Coal can give you tremendous power. At the same time, it can be very clean. But we're also obviously doing oil and gas and various other things. You can do pretty much whatever you want. We don't like the wind because we think it ruins the landscapes, the plains, ruins them. And it's got a lot of problems. It's also by far the most expensive energy. It looks horrible in the oceans. It's dangerous in the oceans in terms of navigation. And if you look at what's happening with whales, in one area, they...
Yo, 666. No, I'm in the market for a new motorcycle, but the thing is I don't want to skimp on anything. You know what I mean? I'm not someone that... I'm going to be honest. I've never been someone to be like, oh, I'll just get the minimum, or like I'll just spend like $2,500 or something like that. No, like for me, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to drop like 15, 16 racks and get a real fucking motorcycle. You know what I mean? I don't want to get no shit box. And the reason why is because, listen, man, I've already gone down a handful of times. Okay. Even with me amputated, I've gone down hard. And, yeah, I definitely don't want, and that was with nice motorcycles. That was with some expensive shit. So I don't want anything to break down on me or any of that bullshit. You know what I mean? But also, it's a financial thing as well. It's not like I just got 15, 16 racks to just drop, because I don't. But that's why it's kind of like a pickle situation at the moment. But anyways.
Lost 2 whales like in 20 years washed ashore. And this year they had 17 wash ashore. So there's something happened out there. There's something driving the whales a little bit loco, but they lost 2 in 20 years. And now they lost 17 in a short period of time. So it's something wrong out there. So this is very exciting. This is going to lead to the construction of a lot of plants.
Lappy, I didn't actually see it, but I did hear about it.
In this case, auto plants. And you're going to see numbers like you haven't seen, both in terms of employment. Takes a little while. You're going to have great construction numbers initially, and then ultimately you're going to have a lot of people making a lot of cars. And one other thing, we have the Speaker of the House with us, who's doing a fantastic.
Man, you got a lowrider ST? Shit. And it's a 24. I can see it in that picture right now. It looks beautiful. Hell yeah, dude.
Job.
That's what's up.
And where's Mike? And we're trying to get approved. Mike, thank you very much.
I'm Mike. I'm right here.
We're trying to get approved.
Trump was talking to me, everybody. Did you hear that? Let me go ahead and reiterate that. He was looking for me,
And we're trying to get approved. Mike, thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, no, you're
we're
welcome.
Trying to get approved.
You're welcome,
we
sir.
If you borrow money to buy a car, you're allowed to deduct interest payments for purposes of income tax.
It's
but
not
only
fine.
if the car is made in America. So if the car is made in America, you get a loan, you can deduct the interest.
You can guarantee it's going to be another Dyna. That's the only motorcycle that interests me like that. I need a Harley Dyna. That's it.
That's a big saving. A lot of people in
True, Red.
Part of the world, in terms of buying cars, a lot of them don't think in terms of deductions. People that think in terms of deductions are very wealthy people. But people are going to start understanding what a good deduction is all about.
110 grand. I remember when CVOs were 50 grand, and I'm like, no one's paying for that. You know what I mean? Aside from the we know Rubs buy that shit, but 110 grand? Oh, hell no. Nah.
So when you get a loan to buy a car, and I think it's going to pay for itself. I don't think there's any cost. I think you're going to have so many cars built.
Wow,
but
Papa Penguin.
You're only going to get that deduction of interest if the car is made in the United States of America. So I'm going to sign this. And Mike, I hope you can get that, because I think it's going to be amazing in terms of the number of cars that are going to be made because of it. And I want to thank Howard Lutnick, our fabulous commerce chairman. That's what he is. He's a chairman. He's a very successful guy, a great guy. And we have a big day, Howard, coming up next week. It's going to be good. That's Liberation Day. That's going to be on the 2nd, and that's going to be reciprocal.
What's up, Johnny? We got Johnny Reno up in the building. Shout out to my man.
And I think people will be impressed. We're going to be very fair. We're going to be very nice, actually. We have not been treated nicely by other countries, but we're going to be nice. So I think people will be pleasantly surprised, but it's going to make our country very rich, because we're the piggy bank that everybody steals from, and they've been doing it for many years, for
True,
decades.
junkyard.
So we're not going to let it happen. So, but we're going to treat people very nicely. We're going to treat other countries very, very nicely, and I think it's going to have a very positive effect on everybody, including those other countries. So I'll sign this, and we will see you again on April the 2nd in terms of...
Okay, so April the 2nd is when it is implemented.
This is going to be another round, and it's about making America great again, making it strong and prosperous again. Thank you very much.
So, Mr. President, on tariffs.
Can I ask about tariffs, Mr. President, on the car tariffs? How do you assure that a car coming into the country is fully built? Could an automaker...
I know you can, Papa Penguin. I'm sure you can, but I have a a specific thing about this whole thing. Personally, for me, it's got to be Harley. First of all, I know that's lame. I know it's lame, but it's got to be a Harley and it's got to be a Dyna. So I'm kind of stuck on those two things,
In Germany, saying leave the tires off a car.
Yeah, we're going to have very strong policing, and it's pretty easy to do. If parts are made in America and a car isn't, those parts are not going to be taxed or tariffed. And we'll have very strong policing as far as that.
No. Man, I hit 30 in April, okay? We're not doing this. We're not having this conversation. No. And I'm never getting a Geezer Glide. You know why? Because honestly, I don't fit well on them. I just don't. I fit well on a Dyna. I'm 5'7", 160 pounds, one-legged. I mean, I have ridden a few of my buddies. Actually, a couple of my club brothers, their glides and all that shit. Their road glides, their street glides. Truth is, I don't really like riding those because truth is they're kind of wide. And for me, you got to remember, being an amputated person, you can't bend your ankle. So I'm like, my legs are more wide because it's a wider thing. So for me to like balance the bike at a stoplight, that's hard to do. I mean, you can do it, and I have done it multiple times, but it's not conducive. On a Dyna, it's a little bit smaller frame. Legs are straight up and down type of thing. It's easier to, carry or hold up a 700-pound motorcycle. Kind of hard to hold up a 900-pound motorcycle that's fucking way wide, and I'm a small dude. But yeah, makes perfect sense, right? All right, back to this.
That's concerned. For the most part, I think it's going to lead cars to be made in one location. Right now, a car would be made here, sent to Canada, sent to Mexico, sent all over the place. It's ridiculous. So this is a very simple system. And the beauty of the 25, it's one number. It's not up or down depending on the cost of the car. It's one number. And that number is going to be used to reduce debt greatly in the United States and to build things, reduce taxes. I mean, basically, I view it as reducing taxes and also reducing debt. And within a fairly short period of time, I think we're going to have.
Yo, just to answer this, 666, just want to say, the roads here in Alabama, it's widely known that like Alabama has some of the best roads in the country. With the tax dollars that are used here, literally directly goes into freaking the streets. It's amazing. You won't even find a pothole here unless it's on some like crazy back road. Pretty much everything is amazing here, road wise. Way better than California.
Be outstanding. Yeah.
How do you assure Americans then that this will not cause a long-term increase in prices?
Well, look, I think we're going to have a market the likes of which nobody's ever seen before, not in this country. We had the best market ever in my first term. It was the strongest market ever, the best economy ever. And I think I think this blows it away. But this is something that people have wanted to do, presidents have wanted to do for a long time. A lot of them didn't understand it. It wasn't a priority for them. But foreign countries understood it very well. And they've really ripped us off at levels that nobody's seen before. But that's not going to happen.
Show it off. Show it off.
Say it.
Do these auto tariffs go into effect today or on April 2nd?
They go into effect on April 2nd. We're signing today. It goes into effect April 2nd. We start collecting on April 3rd.
Damn.
Some of the tariffs that are coming in on April 2nd.
What does that mean?
Any more tariffs on any other sectors on April 2nd, for example, chips or farms?
Not then, but we will be putting a tariff on lumber. We, as you know, have a tariff already on steel and on aluminum of 25%. And we're taking in tremendous amounts of dollars. More importantly, our steel factories and aluminum factories are roaring. They're starting to roar. They're building new ones. I just heard from Nucor, which is a big company, a very big steel company, and they're building a massive plant for steel that they wouldn't build without this. So you're going to see things that are going to be actually amazing. And I think you already have. We've had some news conferences where I can't have enough. They want to do news conferences where they announce they're going to spend $20, $30, $40 billion. But Apple, as an example, is spending $500 billion. Okay, any other?
On the Signal chat, Senator Roger Wicker.
Hold on one second. Go ahead.
Reciprocal tariffs next week. Will those be?
That was pimp as shit the way that he just did that. He's like, hold on one sec. Like we got a line of people wanting to talk. He just hushed that bitch up real quick.
Effective April 2nd on all countries, or will you focus on the worst offenders?
No, we're going to make it all countries, and we're going to make it very lenient. I think people are going to be very surprised. It'll be, in many cases, less than the tariff that they've been charging us for decades. So I think people are going to be very, very surprised.
Why is
On these
that?
auto tariffs,
I think they'll be pleasantly surprised. I don't know. I think we're trying to keep it somewhat conservative.
and on these auto tariffs, we saw obviously the NASDAQ 100 go down 2% at close, S&P 500 down 1%. What are you concerned
Is that
about
today?
that market reaction?
Today?
Yes, sir.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, no kidding, Justin. And you know what's crazy about the whole situation is all Mike Waltz had to do was just take accountability. Just be like, hey, man, I fucked up. I fucked up. This shit sucks. And this is what we're going to do to never allow this shit to ever happen again. Boom. Now we just turned a 5-minute segment. It's over. But when you start lying about it, now it's fucking going to be a headline and something that people are going to be talking about. And truthfully, I think he totally botched this shit. And I think he fucked up his career to an extent like this, doing that. But anyways, back to this.
I want to see the jobs. I want to see that'll all take care of itself. That could take care of itself in 1 day, 2 days, or 1 week.
Are there any conditions under which you'd remove these auto tariffs, sir, or is this permanent for the rest of your term in office?
Oh, this is permanent. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Are you on the auto tariffs? Did Elon Musk advise you at all on these auto tariffs?
No, because he may have a conflict, so we don't talk. I've never talked to him. Elon's amazing. He's never asked me for a favor in business whatsoever. I'm actually a little surprised by it. I might do it. I might not do it. I do what's right, and he'd want me to do what's right. No, he's a patriot. He has never, these are big deals we're talking about. This is probably nothing like this. And I've never had Elon come and say, would you do me a favor with the mandate or the electric mandate or anything? He's never asked me for anything.
Sir, also, what's your response to Republican lawmakers who have said today that your administration should take more accountability and not downplay what's happened with Signal that we've seen in these messages today?
Well, I don't know about downplaying. The press upplays it. I think it's all a witch hunt. That's all. I think it's a witch hunt. I wasn't involved with it. I wasn't there, but I can tell you the result is unbelievable because the Houthis are looking to do something. They want to know, how do we stop? Can we have peace? The Houthis want peace because they're getting the hell knocked out of them. It's been
See, the truth is Trump with the whole Signal thing. I truly believe Homeboy had no idea about this fucking random ass group chat. You know what I mean? I guarantee you Homeboy didn't even know about it, but he's going to try his damnedest to go ahead and try to smooth this over a little bit because he knows he's going to be asked this question, but he kind of stalled there, which is very unlike Trump. He's very witty with it, very quick, and can kind of gloss something over if he wants. And it seems like that's going to be a hard one for him to accomplish.
very, very strong. The Houthis are dying for peace. They don't want this. And they're bad. Look, they were knocking ships out of the ocean. We had in the Suez.
It's supposed to be any group chats are done by a government device, on a government device, on their specific chat. They have a specific communications application to have these conversations so that it's secured by the government. It's not something like Signal, which Signal, by the way, recently, within recent time, Russia and China both hacked into Signal. That's telling you right there, that's not secure enough. We need our own type of shit. You know what I mean? We got freaking Black Dragon coming in with the raid, I think. Is that what's going on? Hopefully you are doing fantastic, my man. Yes, sir. Hopefully you're doing absolutely fantastic. Good to see you. As well as everyone over there from Black Dragon, man. Very much appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Thursday morning, man. We got a lot of shit going on today. It's a fantastic day. I'm actually going to be performing even in tonight at 7 p.m. So it's going to be a great ass time in Gunnersville on the in the harbor, man. It's going to be a great ass time. Let's see here. Didn't Biden install a signal on all their phones? I have no idea, to be honest. I do know that they're not supposed to. I know that they're not supposed to be using any type of group chats, or any type of communications on their personal device, and as well as if they're going to do it, it has to be on their personal device. But if you're talking in group chats like this, it can't be on your government phone, and your government phone, anytime that you're communicating, it has to be through the government secured messaging system. But hey, we got everyone up in here, man. Big, massive love and respect to all of you legends up in here. From Black Dragon, man, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely. Helps out way more than people even understand, man. That's a very important thing, guys. Make sure you guys do that when you guys are over at Black Dragons too, because if you guys listen, because I don't ask you guys to send in money or anything like that, but I do ask you guys to hit that like button. It is free to do so. And also hit that subscribe button, because it's also free if you're new here. Yes, I'm going to be performing live with my nub. Yeah, that's true, dude. All right, back to this.
This canal, they only have about 20% of the ships going through. They have to go
What's up, David?
through a different way, which takes weeks of travel. And that really affects commerce. But the Houthis have been hit hard, and they want to negotiate peace. But I don't think they're quite.
What's up, Jeffrey?
Classified that was shared?
Say it.
Do you still believe nothing classified was shared?
Well, that's what I've heard. I don't know. I'm not sure. You'll have to ask.
Well, even though, see, Trump says he doesn't know. I think he absolutely does know. I don't think that he knew that this group chat was actively happening, but I can guarantee you he knows what has been said, because even me, I've got the list right here. This is the list of the 19 people that were in this chat, just so everyone has it. So we'll go ahead and start with, let's see, I'm trying to the top here. Okay, as you guys can see right here, JG, that's the guy who took the screenshot of these. That's the reporter. Okay, that's the reporter right there. As you guys can see, Mike Waltz is in there, and Mike Waltz is in admin. So obviously he's the one that organized this. Here's the middle names. You know, we got Pete Hegseth. We got everyone in here, right? And then this is, hold on, the bottom down here, just so you guys can see, even JD Vance was in there. And I have their text messages. I have the actual text. It starts off nice and chill. You know what I mean? They're not necessarily talking about anything brutal, nothing that would be considered classified, in my opinion, any of that right now. The government didn't deem any of this as classified, and I think that's why they can actually get away with this. But here's the deal right here. This is the problem. Hegseth put out an actual update of the war plan and showed them the actual times. As you guys can see, 12:15 F-18's launch first strike package, 13:45, which is military time, by the way, which is 1:45. Trigger-based F-18 first strike, window starts, targeted terrorist is at his known location, so should be on time. Also, strike drones launch MQ-9s. At 14:10, which is 2:10, more F-18s launch second strike package. 14:15, 5 minutes later, strike drones on target. This is when the first bombs will definitely drop, pending earlier trigger-based targets. And then it goes into even 15:36 off the fives, what I always call. He's doing it 1 minute off of it on purpose. F-18 second strike starts, blah, blah, blah. And then this is like the end of the message that it was successful, that they got done what they needed to basically get done. And so I have it. I have the direct messages right here, right now. You know what I mean? So I can guarantee you that Trump knows what was said.
The various people involved, I really don't know. I can only tell you this. You know, you don't want to talk about it.
What's up, brother Crystal Strange? My man.
To the world.
Outlaw preacher.
What they've done, killed a lot of people and knocked down a lot of ships and planes and anything else. You know, it's not just the ships. And they have been hit harder than they've ever been hit. And they want us to stop so badly.
I get you. I respect that.
They've got to stop. They've got to say no mas. But I can only say that the attacks, it's attacks every day, every night. It's not just the one. You're talking about one. The attacks have been very successful. Even beyond our wildest expectations. We've hit them very hard, very successfully.
No, I would say I didn't see I didn't skip any of your messages, Naomi.
And we're going to do it for a long time. We're going to keep it going.
What's
for a
up,
long
Pooch
time.
Riders? Much love and respect.
Senate Republicans have said that they have formally asked the administration for an Inspector General report on the signal issue. Will you agree to that?
It doesn't bother me. I don't know. I want to find
Trigger
if there's
warning,
any
my man.
mistake, or if a signal doesn't work. It could be that signal is not very good. It's a company. Maybe it's
It's not Signal's problem, Trump, and you know that. Everyone here knows that. You can't blame it on the freaking application because this was human error. This was just negligence. That's all it was. And if Mike Waltz just came out and said, you know what, I fucked up. This is how we're going to fix the situation so it never happens again. Boom, it's over. It would have been done. But instead, they tried to cover this up quite a bit and already backfired within 24 hours.
It's not very good. I think we'd rather know about it now. There was no harm done because the attack was
Already done.
unbelievably successful that night.
Yes, it was already done by the time this shit got leaked. Correct.
And it has been unbelievably successful every single night for the last 4 or 5 nights. So, and that's the thing that you should be talking about. This is something that should have been done by sleepy Joe Biden, but he was asleep at the wheel other than when it came to stealing money, of
Well, that was a little bit of a whataboutism.
course. Joe Biden should have done this attack on Yemen, which is basically a certain group within Yemen, the Houthis. And this should have been done by Joe Biden, and it wasn't. And that's caused this world a lot of damage and a lot of problems.
He's responsible, but he's also overseeing the investigation to find out what
What's
went
up,
wrong.
Jack?
Maybe
Who's responsible?
Mike Waltz says that he's responsible.
Well, yeah, Mike Waltz, I guess he claimed responsibility.
Yeah, and well, he claimed quote unquote responsibility, but then claimed that it was just a news reporter trying to get fame and fortune, which is all cap, by the way. That's all cap. See, listen, I'm a staunch conservative, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna be honest with that, right? And I hate seeing some bullshit, especially on this side of the aisle. Listen, someone that is up here, our job up here for the main or the media in general is for us to keep people in power and office accountable, hold them accountable. And this doesn't just go for Trump. This goes for our senators, our congressmen, all this shit, man. So, but yeah, this is definitely a rough situation.
I would imagine. It had nothing to do with anyone else. It was Mike, I guess. I don't know. I was told it was Mike. But again, the attacks were unbelievably successful. And that's ultimately what you should be talking about, I think. Mike he took responsibility for it.
That's what you claim, him taking responsibility. He didn't take responsibility. He made it look cool, politically. He was like, well, it was my fault because I'm the head at the wheel kind of shit. I'm the guy. But yeah, ultimately it was because this reporter wanted fame and fortune, and yeah, stop the cap, bro.
Stop the cap.
Stupid ass.
Stupid.
All right.
Say it.
Should Secretary Hegseth consider his position over the signal?
Hegseth is doing a great job. He had nothing to do with this. Hegseth. How do you bring Hegseth into it? He had nothing to do. Look, it's all a witch hunt. Here we are talking about some of the greatest business deals ever made.
It's not a witch hunt, though. All it is someone lacking the ability to take accountability. And when you tell a half truth, what happens? What happens when you tell a half truth? Well, people want to know the full truth. So shit gets, dug up. All you got to do is be upfront and honest.
The greatest companies in the world are moving into the United States, and you want to ask about whether or not Signal works. I don't know that Signal works. I think Signal could be defective, to be honest with you.
It's not.
And I think that's...
it can be hacked into, but this particular issue was not the platform's issue. It wasn't. You have to invite whoever you bring in. And Mike makes the claim that the name in his phone for this reporter was... it was supposed to be a different name or something like that. It was whatever the case is. And he said that he didn't notice or whatever the case is. And that may be true, but guess what? If you're on your government phone, guess what? And you weren't using Signal, you wouldn't be having those contacts. You wouldn't have any of those contacts. You would have only your people that you can communicate with on your government chat or whatever they have that they can secure that shit, right? Yeah, this is a bit of a wild ordeal
We
here.
have to, because you use Signal and we use Signal and everybody uses Signal, but it could be a defective platform, and we're going to have to find that out.
Have you been briefed about soldiers in
Say
Lithuania?
it.
Have you been briefed about the soldiers in Lithuania?
Nope, I am definitely MAGA, but I am I wouldn't say I'm MAGA. I'm particularly conservative. Has nothing to do with Trump, honestly. He just happens to be in the party that I've believed in way before Trump was in office. So even the first time, right? And I'm only 29 years old, so you get granted, but nonetheless, I'm not like a bandwagoner of Trump. Fuck no. You can see that I hold anybody accountable, especially on my side. I don't just point at the other side of the aisle and say, you guys are fucking up. You guys are fucking up. No, I'm someone that comes up here and says, no, we are fucking up too on certain things, and we got to fix this shit. You have to have someone hold you accountable, and the media is supposed to do that. But what happened with the media that was supposed to hold these guys accountable? Well, it was bought up by these said people, and also by who? Actually, a certain star state. Just got to say it, and so ultimately it's for these politicians and not really to G-check them. And that's what I'm here to do.
No, I haven't.
All right, so you're listening in to the latest from President Donald Trump as he announced he's placing a 25% tariff on imported autos. He said it will go into effect April 2nd, and he will start collecting money April 3rd. That top right box just went out, but it was a live look outside of the palace in Paris, France for Ukraine meeting arrivals. And then that bottom box, a live look out at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the Atlanta Braves, as we are keeping a close eye on opening day for the MLB, giving you
that would be the correct way to put it. Just straight up American. That's it. Whatever is in the best interest of Americans. That's truly what I look at. And that is very true. We got Black Dragon up here saying being upfront and honest is hard for some folks. Not everyone can do that. There are varying shades of gray. Yeah, that you're right about that. You're right. I think especially your early parts of your life, if you were held accountable, including until your 20s and stuff like that, like being able to sit there and go, you know what, I was wrong in the moment, is a very good attribute that people should have. But unfortunately, accountability is a lost art these days, isn't it? Anyways, back to this. Let's go ahead and skip into the next story here. So President Trump threatens larger tariffs on EU. This is breaking news, by the way. So let's go ahead and back this up a little bit so we can actually hear what Jeannie has to say about this and what Trump had to say about it on his little page there. So let's go ahead.
Days or weeks later, so we'll see if he follows.
Okay, here we go.
These. Jeannie, back to you.
All right, we're definitely keeping a close eye.
Man, that's terrible fucking noise audio from the street. Get a condenser microphone for fuck's sake.
On this developing story, Fox 5 New York's Robert Moses. Thank you.
Get rid of them. X them out so I don't have to hear this bullshit anymore.
To some breaking news we are following as it relates to the Trump presidency. Take a good look at your screen. This just in as President Donald Trump threatens new tariffs on the EU. According to our content partners over at Fox Business, they say this Thursday, the president threatened even larger tariffs on the European Union and Canada if both economies work together to do, quote, economic harm to the USA. Writing on his Truth Social platform, the president warned, quote, if the European Union works with Canada in order to do economic harm to the USA, large-scale tariffs far larger than currently planned will be placed on them, both in order to protect the best friend that each of those two countries have ever had, end quote. As we know, this post comes after the president announced Wednesday that he would impose a 25% tariff on all imported autos. The European Automobile Manufacturers Association, commonly known as the ACEA, they issued a statement Thursday saying it was, quote, deeply concerned by Trump's announcement of additional tariffs. But we do know that the president is keeping a close eye on this. This has also sparked retaliation from the EU, which announced retaliatory tariffs that would apply to American exports worth the equivalent of $28 billion. Earlier this month, Canada, the biggest foreign supplier of steel and aluminum to the U.S., announced $21 billion in additional tariffs against the U.S. in response to Trump's 25% tariffs on both commodities. So we are keeping a close eye on this developing story. The president's sweeping tariffs have escalated a trade war with U.S. allies, particularly Canada, Mexico, and the EU. We will see how this develops right here on Live Now from Fox. Let's take our final break of the hour. We'll be right back.
Shit. No, we are not going to no break. We're not going to no break. All right. So, JD Vance to lead visit by U.S. delegation to Greenland. And I believe as we have it, labeled at the top there, Second Lady Vance travels to Greenland. So obviously went with JD Vance. I'm sure the reason why she's being brought up because she's going to end up speaking at some point. But Vice President Vance is going to be visiting Greenland on Friday. I have no idea if his lady is already there or something like that. I'm not really sure exactly what is going on with that. Now, we're going into the UN. Don't give a shit about the UN. They are a garbage-ass organization. And the UN, the EU, all these garbage-ass organizations around the world, including NATO, totally garbage. All right, so the more updates on the hostages will be returned in coffins, said by John Strawson, University of East London. We're going to go ahead and continue to move this ahead. Florida Governor DeSantis addresses Board of Governors. I'm sure that is fantastic. 10 a.m., which was an hour ago, congressional hearing on DC plane crash. We got a lot of these plane crashes going on around the world. Actually, we have another breaking news ordeal here. Let's go ahead and see what this is about. MS-13 leader arrested in Virginia. And Pam Bondi is obviously the U.S. Attorney General on this. So let's go ahead and get the story a little bit, and we'll go ahead and end with that. Did we get any? Let me see if there's Russia, Ukraine anywhere up here. I'm scrolling through because we got a little bit of an update, but not very much of an update from Russia and about Russia, Ukraine. Well, unfortunately, they only have hearings for the rest of the day here, as I can see. That's unfortunate because I did want to see that. Anyways, let's go ahead and figure out what's happening with this story right here. I do want to hear the breaking news on this.
All right, Pam Bondi walking up to talk about the MS-13 leadership arrest. Let's
What's up,
pop
Smokey?
the audio and listen in.
What's up, Jay, man? Good to see you.
For being here. We have been out since about 4:30 this morning. The great men and women of law enforcement have been working on this operation for days and days and probably weeks. Early this morning, one of the top leaders of MS-13 was apprehended. He was the leader for the East Coast, one of the top 3 in the entire country. Right here in Virginia, living half an hour outside of Washington, D.C. He is an illegal alien from El Salvador, and he will not be living in our country.
Oh, he's an El Salvadorian? Oh, so surprising. Yeah, he's an MS-13 motherfucker.
Much longer. He's in custody this morning. One of the top leaders right here near our nation's capital. I just cannot thank Governor Youngkin enough for his leadership in this effort. This has been a joint effort with state and local agencies. FBI Director Patel, thank you so much. Terry Cole, Virginia Secretary of Public Safety, our U.S. Attorney, Eric Siebert, DHS Secretary Noem, of course, who is in El Salvador, the home country currently of our illegal alien. DEA Acting Director Maltz, thank you. Our U.S. Marshals Service, ATF, all of the members of our task force who have been working tirelessly. We were out at that scene this morning, and what we saw was second to none. Teamwork, everyone working together. You know, someone made a great point. No egos. It was a team. You could not tell who was with what agency.
Yo, what's up, brother Straight Jacket? What's good, man? Hopefully you're doing fantastic this beautiful Thursday morning. Good to see you as always.
Everyone was working as a team. And the most important thing, all of our agents were safe this morning, all of our law enforcement officers, and the bad guy is in jail. That's what matters. That's what happened. America is safer today because of one of the top domestic terrorists in MS-13. He is off the streets. This has been an ongoing directive of President Trump. His directive to me when I became Attorney General of the United States was very simple. Keep America safe. Make America safe again. And that's what these men and women have been doing tirelessly every single day.
We got plenty of good domestic gangbangers. We don't need you from El Salvador. You know what I mean? Shit.
Since Donald Trump took office. We want to make our streets safer. We want to make our schools safer. We want to make your neighborhood safer. This guy was living in a neighborhood right around you. No longer, thanks to the great men and women of law enforcement. This task force that we have created is remarkable, using incredible technology that we will not discuss to catch and
that we will
apprehend
not discuss.
These horrible.
Tell me that technology was not Signal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Capping.
Stop the cap.
I'm capping a little bit.
Violent, worst of the worst criminals. MS-13, they are organized, they are violent, they are committing homicides throughout our country. They are one of the most dangerous gangs in our country, and we are going to fight until they are completely dismantled. What I want to do, I want to...
Oh, shit. We got Mr. Boulay. We got Alabama's finest, by the way. Roll Tide, baby. Sending in a 5-spot, sending help out a brother and explain to me when I would thank ATF. Save our dogs, abolish the ATF. Yes, I do have to admit that we should be abolishing all 3-letter and 4-letter agencies in the United States. Shit. Shit. Yeah. Hey, man. Very much appreciate you, Mr. Boulay. Thank you so much for selflessly, helping out and with your patronage to the channel, man. Goes extensively far.
To have other governors,
extremely far,
other law enforcement officers
that too.
Come here to Virginia and see this amazing task force, Governor, that is led by our agencies and Governor Youngkin. And what's happening here in Virginia? Arrests have increased 468% from the same period.
That's right. That's right, Dirty. Amen. Amen. We capping over here sometimes.
Stop the cap.
Shit. We got to have a good time with it.
Last year.
Good morning, by the way.
We didn't need new laws, as President Trump always said. We needed a new president. And we have great leadership standing behind him to fight to keep America safe and make America safe again. We will keep your community safe, and we will continue to do that. It is my honor to introduce to you your governor, Glenn Youngkin.
Is that Kash Patel back there?
And welcome to Virginia.
I think that is Kash Patel back there, obviously.
What this task force over the course of the last 4 weeks represents is the model.
Okay, I don't care what it represents.
Thank you, but they deserve a thank you every single day.
Come on.
Now I want to hand it over to the...
He said absolutely fucking nothing. Oh, so thankful for our agencies and blah, 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 blah. That's what I heard. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the freaking show. Let's go ahead and find someone that is live right now that we can send a raid over to, and we can continue the conversation. Make sure as I'm doing this, guys, Naomi will be putting a link in the not in the description, in the chat right now of the Discord link. Make sure you guys hit that Discord link and hang out with us because we definitely do have some fun. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I do not see anyone actually live except this really weird person. Okay, I don't really understand their ordeal over here. They're kind of like a strange bird combination. It's like a wife and husband, and they're whacked out of their fucking mind. So we're gonna go raid them, and we're gonna go troll them. Let's go ahead and troll them. Let's have a good time with trolling a little bit. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit the like button because, listen, it's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so, by the way. Listen, it doesn't matter if you did it in the beginning, the middle, or the end, man. It still all counts, man. Better late than never. until tomorrow morning, ladies and gentlemen, until tomorrow morning, because I will be back, even though I'm performing tonight. I will be back to show not only a little bit of the performance, but of course for more of the World's Madness. Can't skip out on Friday, and then we'll be back Saturday as well for members only, 10 a.m. CST. And that's my one way of being able to give back to you guys, man. You guys pay to be there, and so we definitely, get a little wild over there. Definitely a little wild. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for more of the World's Madness. God bless to everyone, and thank you to Black Dragon for the raid, by the way. Thank you to everyone that donated and was a part of this and engaged with this. I very much appreciate you guys. Until tomorrow, much love, honor, and respect.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane